Project Low Ball, single lowest level Pokemon possible against every single boss in the Pokemon series, hosted by YouTuber Paladin. Physical defense up, special attack down nature, level 29 Skarmory. Lower has a win rate of less than 1%, by my estimation. This is a rough estimate. As such, it is not viable to go below that, as a 1% win rate is a mandatory rule for the project. Max HPs in defense and HP. Held item leftovers. Iron defense. Agility, Sword Stance, Iron Head. If we do not get a turn 1 fake tears from Bede, we take too much damage and we lose. I've chosen level 29 because level 27 couldn't quite cut it with a level 1% win rate, and getting 1 extra HP from leftovers from 5 to 6 occurs at 96 max HP, which occurs at level 29. So that's what I'm going with. As though level 23 might be possible if you can bait out a bug that forces him to use fake tears over and over again. I'm not 100% sure if it's a bug, but there's an AI set in which he'll use fake tears constantly despite doing nothing because your special defense is already bombed out, which allows for a safe setup. I have not been able to replicate this AI state more than twice only in total. Like, it happened once and then it happened again when I was testing at level 26. So I don't know what caused it, and I do not consider it to be a viable strategy due to my inability to replicate it. It may be worth trying to re-trigger this state in Bede in the future for greater than 1% win rate. Again, by my estimation, attempting to win this battle at a lower level has a less than 1% win rate due to crunch defense draws being 30%, flinch chance only being 30%, which I will elaborate on that point later, and the chance for re-crit. And since you need a 1% win rate in order for a strategy to be legal for the low ball challenge hosted by YouTuber Paladin, by the way, to be put on the record, that means that lower level is not viable under the rule set. So yeah, that's a rule that doesn't come up very often, unless you're trying to just level 1 quick claw double team. That's also why level 1 quick claw double team, although technically a correct answer if you assume perfect RNG, is not allowed, because it is not viable. In fact, it might not even be possible for the game to generate such RNG that would allow such a strategy to succeed due to the way the RNG is calculated in Pokemon. It would require such a specific sequence that it may or may not be impossible entirely for the game to even generate such a sequence. But that's a whole other thing. I've accidentally used an extra Sword Stance. Apparently if you use 2 fake tears at the start, the margin for error is so great I can just afford to mess up. Why level 29 instead of 28? Well, 1, 27 didn't quite work. 2, because at level 29, your HP rolls over to 98. At level 27, at level 28 is exactly 95, which means you get 1 extra HP from leftovers, and that really adds up. Anywho, there are 2 other major RNG techs aside from baiting out the turn 1 fake tears in order to survive and long enough to set up. The RNG check is that if you don't flinch Gardevoir or kill it with a crit, you lose. Because Gardevoir will always kill you after all the fake tear drops, regardless of what attack it uses on you. Luckily, since we're level 29, we're going to be at a slightly higher level than normal after defeating Mawile. This may allow us to one-tap Gardevoir, at least on the range. I'm not 100% sure. But if not that, we have to either crit it or one-tap it. We also run into the same RNG check on Hatterene. If we do not crit or flinch Hatterene, we will also lose. And thus the extra levels we gain from being level 29 instead of 27 are enough. Well, I guess that's one less RNG check to worry about. We only need to flinch Hatterene assuming we are not high enough level to OHKO when we reach it. Although at this rate, we just might be. There's not much else to say here. Again, if you can figure out how to force the AI in which he just uses fake tears over and over and over again, you might be able to win at as low as level 23. That's a range. That knows that's in the game? You fucker. Since fucking when is that a range? I've never missed that range in any attempt in my life, and those were at lower levels. I hate this fucking battle.